Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tiny Table Talk. This is your host, Crystal Light. This is Tiny Table Talk with a twist. We are here today with another very special guest. We have Zeke Campos of the Conjunto Cats with us tonight. We are so excited to have him with us. I'm just double checking my audio here, and then we're going to be bringing him on right now. Here we go. Hi, Zeke. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you right now,
Oh,
though.
no. Let me see what happened. Mike. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No? Can you hear me now?
There you go. I can hear you.
Okay, thank God. I was like, no. Oh my God. Thank you so much for your patience.
Yeah,
And
no, you're
thank
good.
you. Yeah, no, thank you so much for being with us here tonight. It's been years since I've gotten to see you guys. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
amazing to see you guys all grown up, and I'm excited to catch up.
for sure. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to have me on your show, and I'm very honored. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so for those of our viewers that are meeting you for the first time, who is Zeke Campos?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Zeke Campos. I play the accordion and sing with Conjunto Cats, and I've been playing music since I was about 3 years old. So for about 20 years, I've been playing music. I have the honor of playing in a band with my dad. He plays the bajo sexto, and my brother he plays the bass. And my dad likes to call our drummer like his second son. So he's more like a brother to us. Our friend Nathan Alzalde, he plays the drums with us. And yeah, that's what I do. This is what I've been doing for going on 10 years with the Conjunto Cats with my dad. It's been a crazy ride, and I'm honored that we've made it this far as a band, as a family. And again, I appreciate you having me. That's who I am.
Thank you, thank you. And it's so beautiful to see the family dynamic, coming from somebody who's also in a family unit.
For sure.
I think it's beautiful to see what you guys are doing, what other family bands are doing. And it's so amazing that you're so young and you can say you've been at this for 20 years. So,
Right.
round of
For
applause.
sure. For sure. Well, I appreciate it. We're trying to do our best to keep the Conjunto Tejano music alive. And we're having a blast doing it. Every single day we're working towards something with the band. And we're working towards getting the name out there. And of course, like I said, keeping Conjunto and Tejano music alive. So I'm
Yeah.
honored to be a part of this industry.
That's definitely the goal. We're going to dive into all those details this show.
For
Let's go
sure.
ahead, take me back to the beginning here. How exactly was the name and the band itself, Conjunto Cats, born?
Right. So my dad, Arturo Campos from Seguin, Texas, he was the one who started this band back in 2009, in the summer of 2009. He said that he just had the crazy idea of starting a band just for fun, for family events, for parties, stuff like that. Nothing very serious. And so he got a hold of my uncle Jeremy Sines from here in Seguin, Texas, and my uncle Jeremy he plays the drums, and just like that they started the band Conjunto Cats, and yeah, again it just started as a party band, and I think after a couple years that's whenever they recorded their first album with Eddie Perez from Grupo La Calma. He was able to give my dad the opportunity to record their first album, and I believe maybe around 2016, 2015, I was able to join the band as the full-time accordion player. I believe I was maybe 13, 14 years old whenever I joined the band with my dad. And from then on, I was the official accordion player with the Conjunto Cats. And I believe I believe maybe in 2018, 2019. That's whenever my brother Diego hopped on the bass as a full-time bass player. And I think maybe, yeah, 2019 as well. That's whenever our drummer Nathan hopped in on drums. So we've had this band that we have right now with these guys. We've had this band for 8 years, 9 years. So, and just for the people that don't know, our drummer Nathan, he's 20. So, if you would, take us back to 7 years ago, that dude was freaking like 13, 14, and my brother's 21 right now. 20 or 22. My brother's 22. So back then he was what, like 15, 16, playing the bass. And then of course me, I was about 17, 18. So yeah, we've throughout the years we've been able to mesh as a band. We've improved a lot as a band. We've matured as musicians, because being young, you're just all over the place
Yeah.
doing whatever. But over the years we've been able to mature as a band and as musicians. And I like to say, I like to think at least that we have a pretty solid band as of now. And I'm beyond blessed again to be able to share the stage with my brother and my dad, and of course our friend Nathan. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, and we're looking forward to many years of, God willing, the Conjunto Cats be around.
Definitely have flourished. I remember, I don't know if I met you guys in like 2016, 2015,
Hmm.
way back when. I can remember, and I can just, and I've been following you guys since then, and I can tell like how everything has changed for you over the years as far as style goes, quality, everything is just like flourished for you guys. Doing
For
amazing.
sure. For sure. I
I
appreciate it.
have, yeah, I have a few people watching now. I have a Juana Lacras, Adam Aguilar. My mom Lori says hi, y'all.
How's
Hi,
it going?
Arlette.
Thank y'all for
She's a
joining.
fan.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so what verse would you say sparked your love for the music?
I would say I started playing music whenever I was 3 years old. My parents, supposedly the story goes that whenever I was a kid, I liked to hit pots and pans. I would act like I was playing drums, as the little baby. So I think around that time, my dad got me my first drum set, just one of those little toy drum sets. He got me that for Christmas, and I started learning on that. And throughout the years, then I started playing, of course, the real drum set. And I do remember the early years, my dad just showing me the real basic, simple conjunto beat, the little country beats, stuff like that. And I guess I didn't realize it at the time, but I was catching on to music a lot faster than quote unquote, like normal kid. And my dad, he says now, that I just caught on to the rhythm really quick, that it was just a God-given thing. And around that age I played drums from I still play a little bit now, but I played drums from about 3 years old till I was about 8. And I would just go on stage just as a special guest with my dad. And I would go on stage with other bands that my dad would help out on the bajo. And then around the age of 8 or 9 years old, that's whenever my dad started showing me the bajo sexto, and I learned how to play the bajo sexto. And same thing with that, I would just go up with my dad and as a special guest and play a couple songs on the bajo sexto. And then around the age of 10, that's whenever I picked up the accordion, and I started playing the accordion. And of course, like, I would say the accordion has been my favorite instrument. That's the instrument that I took and ran with it. And that's I still play and practice the bajo sexto pretty often, but of course the accordion was what I really enjoyed. And at that too, being young, I was always surrounded by music. My dad has been playing music since he was 13, 14 years old. Actually, my dad's dad, my grandpa, he was a singer just around the area of Seguin, San Antonio. He would do little clubs, but my grandpa was a singer and he would sing like conjunto music. So my dad was raised with it, and then of course me, all through my life I've been around music. And on that topic as well, I have parents that ask me, like, "Hey, I really want my son or my daughter to get into the music or to play this instrument, the accordion or the bajo sexto. What would you recommend for me to do?" And I always tell them, I said, the number one thing, especially if they're young, the number one thing you can do is just surround them around the music. Take them to the flea markets where they have the cumbias and all that going on. Take them to the fanfares, take them to the conjunto festivals. A kid, the wherever you surround a kid with, that's what they're gonna become. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And that's what anything. That's what anything as well. Whether it's music, whether it's bad environments, whatever the case is, a kid is gonna become what his environment is. So,
Mm-hmm.
again, for any parents out there that would want their kid to get into music or instruments or whatever, that's the best thing you can do. And I would know, and I'm sure you can relate to as well, Crystal. Being surrounded by music, you just become one with it, and that becomes, part of your, kind of part of your identity. But
Yeah.
it always brings you back to your childhood. It always brings you back to those good memories, chilling with the fam, just listening to
Mm-hmm.
music or jamming. It's a euphoric thing, and it takes you back to your childhood. And again, that child will remember those moments for the rest of their life. And even if they don't get into instruments or whatever, they're always going to be taken back with their parents to those times that they were surrounded by
Mm-hmm.
that type of music.
Mm-hmm. I have Lucy in the chat saying so true. I know, and I agree 100%. I think it's not just the what you're surrounded by, but the support system behind it too.
For
I think
sure.
we can both relate that we have parents that were very supportive in playing music in general because we were so young. Well, most parents will be like, well, "What do them kids want to do in the bar?"
Yeah. For
But our parents
sure.
were like, "Nah, they want to be musicians."
Yeah, no, for
That's what we
sure.
love. That's how that, and it comes so naturally for us. And it's just like, who cares if it's in the bar? We're gonna play
Exactly.
music.
Exactly. And that's funny you say that, because earlier today I was thinking like, man, I was really, like you said, like I was really in the bars and the clubs like with my dad as a kid, but I wasn't focused on what was going on, what the people were doing in the crowd. I was focused on the music. Like that's what I
Hmm.
was there for, I came to jam out. And but yeah, that's crazy to think that we were kids, little kids just in the freaking in the bars, just like jamming out. No mind to it.
And there's I feel like there's a small group of us that can say that we were those kids.
Right.
And I love that we can all share that with each other because it's every generation I feel has their own stories, and I
For
guess
sure.
ours is like we were them kids.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, who would you say are your biggest influences, both musically and then personally as well?
Right. I would say musically, um, I grew up a lot with Anke Flores, Tony De Rosa, Ramon Ayala, um, man, uh, Steve Jordan, a lot of those conjunto pioneers. That's what I grew up on, is that real, old school conjunto. Around the time whenever I was younger, I believe that's whenever my dad really got into conjunto music. And so I remember, drives to San Antonio with my dad. That's all he was freaking jamming, is that old school conjunto music. And so that's what really got embedded into my heart. And of course, I can play Tejano music. I can go out there. I can jam some country, jam some jazz. But I would say my bread and butter is freaking conjunto music. You know what I mean? That's my bread and butter, because that's what I grew up with. And personally, I would say a big influence on me was, of course, my dad. I was raised around my dad as a kid. I was always around my dad. I a lot of traits I've taken from my dad, whether that's good or bad. I've taken traits from my dad. And he's the one that I would say I look up to personally. and in my personal life, and yeah, I'm blessed to have a very supportive father and a loving dad, and of course a dad who always encouraged us to play music. So,
Beautiful. Shout outs to Art. I don't know if he's
all
watching.
right.
Jose says, "Yo, what's up, bro?"
What's up, doggy?
Okay, so what was it? Taking it back as far as you can remember, then what was it like stepping into the industry at such a young age, and what were some of the biggest obstacles you would say that you faced?
Right. I would say I remember early on, not really whenever I was, playing the bajo at like 8 or 9, but whenever I started really picking up the accordion, remember early on, I would learn a lot off of YouTube, and on YouTube, there's good videos and there's bad videos to learn the accordion off of, right? So, sometimes I would learn polkas in a certain way that wasn't necessarily the right way, that wasn't the original way,
Yeah.
the right, I was about to say that for the right tono, the right key, and yeah, I remember being young and getting critiqued by, by other musicians or other people in the crowd saying, hey, that's not how they recorded it, that's not how you do it, or whatever, you don't need to add all that stuff in there. And being young, sometimes you take that stuff personally. You're
Yeah.
like, dang, you know what I mean? Like I'm just a kid, man. Like I didn't think it was that serious. But yeah, I would say that was one obstacle. And another thing, going more a little bit further. Whenever I was in the band with my dad, whenever Nathan, our drummer, and my brother Diego joined, again, that kind of immaturity as a musician, we would do whatever we wanted. Everyone was all over the place. There was not no set, like, hey, we're gonna do this here, we're gonna do that there. It was just like, hey, free for all, you know what I mean? So a lot with that, we got a lot of what's it called, we got some backlash from people being young, because a lot of people would say, "Hey, y'all don't need to be doing all that stuff, all those freaking licks. The drummer needs to quit hitting the cymbals so much. Y'all need to keep it straight. Y'all need to get together as a band." And same thing as well. That was kind of one of those things that I would think about, and I would be like, bro, we're high school kids. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're high school kids playing an event. We're just trying to have fun. But again, as the years have gone on, we've matured as a band, and we've become a more, meshed meshed band as well. But yeah, those are some early memories I do remember, as a young kid joining the industry, for sure.
Jose says, "You're a beast on that box, bro. You're kicking ass."
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Lucy saying, I always had to cut off my nails to play the Bahu, and I used to hate it. But now I'm like, yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
right.
fine. No,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think that you're right about the critiquing, especially as young musicians.
Right,
Definitely something we dealt with as well. And
right.
I hated it back then so much because like, why can't y'all just appreciate it?
Yeah,
But at the same time, as an adult now, I'm like, okay, you learn over the years, like you said, to find the chemistry and find that sound, that one band, one sound, type of vibe. And I appreciate it now as an adult. So
for
to
sure,
everyone
for
who
sure.
who critiqued, thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure. And on that topic as well, we had the opportunity to record with multi Grammy Award winner Gilbert Velasquez at Velasquez Studios in San Antonio, and he's an awesome producer, recording engineer. He's gotten where he is for a reason. But Gilbert was one that he really that I took to heart, like everything Gilbert had for us. And he had a lot of critiques, because again, being young musicians, we were, we were kind of we weren't bad, but we were still kind of all over the place. And Gilbert, he was real, what's it called? he would tell us. He was like real blunt, real straight up, like, "Hey man, y'all need to be together here. What? Why are y'all hitting different chords here? Stuff like that." And um, yeah, I just really, me personally, and I think the guys can agree as well. With Gilbert, it was something we didn't really take to heart. It was more of like a loving type. Like he wanted to see us get better. You know what I mean? And that opportunity in itself to record a Gilbert and get critiques from Gilbert, I think it's helped to shape us to who we are now, as a band. So, not all critics are bad critics,
Yeah.
especially whenever your recording engineer has won 20 Grammys. I think
Yeah.
you're gonna think in your head, I think he's telling us something for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think I might listen to this guy. But yeah, stuff like that. Like, not all critics are bad critics, and yeah, sometimes it's just because they love you or they want to see you get better, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. What has been your most memorable performance?
Man, memorable performance. Ah, man. I would say the first thing that came to my mind is early on, before my brother and Nathan joined the band. We were able to play at a couple of Spurs games on the at the what's it called, the Spurs, the I forgot what it was called, man, but it's basically like a little patio area right outside the freaking stadium. We were able to play there a couple of times for a couple Spurs games,
Oh my
and
goodness.
that was pretty awesome. That was really really cool to play there. Um, Man, we've done a lot of really good shows. We've done the state fairs in Dallas.
Oh wow.
We've done the San Antonio rodeos. Actually, another thing too, for the past, I think for the past maybe 8 years, for the past 8 years, we've been able to do the David Farias Conjunto cruise.
Oh,
So
that's right.
yeah, so every year for the past 8 years, we've been able to go on a cruise with David Farias, and of course, for people that know, those things are always a freaking blast. You're with multiple musicians from all over Texas. Um, yeah, those are always a blast, and of course, it's an honor to be picked to do something like that with of course, with the man David Farias, La Tropa F. Um, and yeah, those are always great experiences. Actually, I think we're going on this next cruise. Well, yeah, we are going on this next cruise here in 2027. I think it's in January, February time. So I think they still have cabins open for anyone that wants to hop on. We'll be there with David Farias Conjunto Cruise, Conjunto
Might have to
Cats.
go
They
on a
got a
cruise.
Yeah, for real, bro. They're lit. I'm telling you, they're freaking lit.
Nice,
So
nice.
yeah, we've been able to do those for the past 8 years with David, and yeah, man, there's a lot of good shows that we've been able to do. But again, we've been so blessed with so many great opportunities, to not only do shows, but bro, like to meet so many people. Like, you know what I mean? Like guys that I would look back on whenever I was a kid. And my dad says this now, but we would have never imagined that we would be freaking a phone call away from David Farias, like a phone call away from Chente Barrera, a phone call away from freaking, all these bands, Gilbert Velasquez, like what? You know what I mean? Like these are heavy hitters. David Lee Garza, his manager Joey, bro, we know them. Like, who can say they know those people like that? You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like
Right.
it's so humbling, and yeah, bro, we've been just so blessed, and I don't take anything for granted. It's awesome. It's awesome.
I have Escobedo Ibarra. Shout outs to Monterrey in the house. Monterrey listening tonight. Saying you need to
Yeah.
come to Monterrey, bro.
I know. Literally. I want
Monterrey
to go
is
to
a whole other
Mexico.
vibe. They
Really?
love the music and
Bro,
they I don't know, they're just it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different energy. It's beautiful.
yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
I've seen the what's it called? What's it called? That big old festival that they have every single year where they have a bunch of Tejano bands. I saw David Lee. I think David Lee did it this past year. Albert Zamora. I saw I don't know if Marcos Orozco did it, but in the arena too, in the arena,
Mm-hmm.
the Monterrey arena, bro, that
Mm-hmm.
thing gets freaking jam packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, our drummer, Nathan, I think it's maybe been 2 years ago, he was able to help out Jaime Dianda, and he played over there at the Monterrey Arena. And I was like, bro, what the heck? Like, and that
That's
thing was,
awesome.
yeah, that thing was like sold out, like packed to the
Yeah.
max. And it's like, man. But yeah, Mexico, bro, that's on the bucket list. We need to hit
Yes.
that up for real.
Definitely. El Nortex. Oh, that's
Yeah,
the, yeah.
Nortex.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, okay. Okay, so you guys have an amazing lineup. I did my research a little bit. And releases for 2026 so far, you guys have a lot. This is like
Yes.
songs like my favorite is Canto de Pollo.
Hey,
It's
there
been
you
in my
go.
head like nonstop. And you know what I was
Yeah.
gonna say about that song? It feels nostalgic. Like when you think about songs like Cumbia del Zapito and it brings
Yeah,
you
yeah,
back to your
yeah.
childhood. I'm like, my kid listens to that song now. I'm like, one day she's gonna remember it and thinking about her childhood.
Yes, for sure. And
So,
actually, caldo de pollo. I was talking to a buddy, man. He's from San Antonio. His name's Miguel Medina. M3 Bajo Sextos. He makes Bajo Sextos, Miguel. And he was telling me, he was like, "Hey, man, what about that song, Caldo de Pollo?" And I was like, caldo de pollo. I said, that sounds familiar, man. He was like, yeah, con un caldo de pollo, se te quita todo el mal. And he was singing. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, bro, I haven't heard that song since I was a kid. Like, you know
yes.
what I mean? And like you said, it's like that. It brought back like that nostalgia. It's like, bro, that's one of them songs that it was real popular. And then, we just kind of forgot about it. But
And it's, yeah, it's amazing. Y'all are gonna bring that back and instill it into a new generation now.
yeah,
So, yeah.
for sure, for sure. And I had heard it again. I was like, bro, this is freaking like this is our style. Like I think we can cook up with this. You know what I mean? So yeah, caldo de pollo. That's a fan favorite, and that's one of my favorites as well.
Y'all did the thing with it. I love it. I love it. It's so cute.
Thank you for
So
sure.
Caldo de Pollo, you got Dos Mujeres, the Conjunto Cats Cumbia, No Llega el Olvido, La Camisa Negra, Síguele, and now y'all are bringing back El Camaroncito again, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So walk me through what picking music like that looks like for you, or even like if you guys write music, what is your process there? How do you, yeah.
Right. So, man, a lot of the songs that we record, it's either, my dad will point it out or I'll point it out. Or it's, kind of like a mutual thing. We'll just bring it up to the table like, hey, what if we tried this song? What if we tried to do this song? Um, and then yeah, we'll just kind of cook up from there. There's been some songs that we've tried, that we've tried to do, and we practice it, and it's kind of like, it's not. I don't know. It's not like we just don't feel it. You know what I mean? Like it's not hitting. So we'll just move on to another song. Like with Sigale, my dad grew up with the old school Intocable. You know what I mean? So he had always talked about Sigale, that Sigale would be a good song for us to do. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And automatically whenever we started practicing that one was one of those ones that we just, freaking hit it on the spot. Like that was our style. Another one like No Llega El Olvido. That song, actually, the first time I heard it, and people might freak out because I know it's a popular song, but the first time I heard it was maybe about a year ago. We were playing at a wedding. We were playing at a wedding, and it was already the last song of the night, and the freaking what's it called? The bride. She asked the DJ, "Hey, can you play No Llega el Olvido, Jenny Rivera or whatever?" And the DJ's like, "Yeah, whatever, whatever." So the song came on, and I heard the chorus, No Llega el Olvido, in the mariachi style, and I was like, hey, that's a badass song, man. I've never heard that song before. So, that was one of those ones that it just kind of clicked. I could already hear, us jamming that one. So that's how No Llega El Olvido came to be. And another one I would say is like Dos Mujeres. Anyone that's in the San Antonio area, of course, they know probably know where Daly, Texas is. Dos Mujeres, my dad would show me this band from Delhi, and they were called Los Trenos de Texas. They're an old school band, and actually, I think they still make music now, but they're part of the Ramirez family. So that's
Hmm.
Macizo, Albert Ramirez. What's his name? Man, forgive me. The whole Ramirez family, they're very popular. And actually, the dad of the guy that started Macizo, he's actually touring with Grupo Frontera now on the bass. He's the bass player
Okay.
for Grupo Frontera.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, the grandparents of that band is Los Trenos de Texas. And my dad showed me this band, and they played that song, Dos Mujeres. And yeah, it was one of those songs again that the melody was really catchy. I thought the message behind the song was obviously pretty funny, so it's one of those songs that just it it fit with the Conjunto Cats. It fit with
Hmm.
our upbringing type vibe, and it just worked. So yeah, that's kind of how our little process of picking songs goes. It's just kind of
What
you
you
know
feel.
what we feel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
I like that. I feel like conjunto is very what you feel in general. Like if I
Yes.
know when I'm thinking about music or going to see music live or whatever it is, I
Mhm.
gotta want to get up and stomp my feet. Like I should want to get up and dance.
Exactly.
So yeah, I get that.
Exactly. For sure. And a good upbringing, at least in my opinion, a good and also with our style, we always do good with like up tempo songs, like very
Hmm.
motivational or like I don't know.
Very positive, very like
Yeah, 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 yeah,
upbeat,
stuff.
very yeah. You guys, that's your
Right.
image. That definitely is your image.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what we try to bring is a lot of like, quote unquote like power. Like people
Hmm.
are gonna feel that punch.
Yeah.
So we try to pick songs that cater towards that type of vibe that we bring to the table. I don't know, maybe this upcoming year we might bring out some more, different type songs, some quote unquote like Te Prometido type songs, like with more minors and stuff. But
Hmm.
yeah, we're gonna experiment. This is just the beginning of us recording music. So right now we're just kind of experimenting and taking it month by month, seeing what comes up. So
Well,
yeah.
so far, so good. The music is, on point. I'm listening to it at work,
Awesome. Well,
trying to get through
thank
my day.
you.
You could
Thank
ask,
you.
I mean, the people at work know me I was like all day long, I was like, por un caldo de pollo. They were like, what? What are you saying? I'm
Yeah.
like, no, don't listen to
Yeah.
me.
Right, right. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
It's
awesome. Well, we
catchy.
appreciate it.
That's the good thing. It's so catchy. I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
For sure.
Um,
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
let's see. Let's see. Okay, so what is one lesson that you would say music has taught you about life in general?
I would say, especially as of now, the lesson that I'm learning, as time is going on, is just persistence and not giving up. Because, especially putting out music, doing shows weekend after weekend, um, and then we all work during the week as well. It can get tiring, and sometimes it can start feeling like, man, we're not getting anywhere. Like there's kind of, I don't know, sometimes it starts feeling like a plateau. And that's one of those things that you just have to push past. You know what I mean? And that's what we're learning as well, that even if it feels like we're not doing anything, just keep on pushing, because God willing, a song will hit. You know what I mean? Something will go
Hmm.
viral, and we're just hoping for that moment. And if that moment never comes, hey, our music is out there for people to listen to, for people to enjoy, and we're blessed for the opportunity to even have our music out there on digital platforms, and for anyone to listen to. But yeah, again, just persistence. That's what we're learning right now, and just continuing to push through.
I feel like that's a lesson for any part of life. So,
For sure.
and it's a beautiful thing to learn it through something you love to do. So,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think of too, like the intocables, the duelos, the intensos, those bands that they've been around for, 15, 20 plus years. And them guys have still still been at it. And I was listening to, I don't remember the exact video, but this guy, he was talking about, a lot of like very well known artists, and he had pointed out like Lady Gaga. He said that Lady Gaga had spent years just performing in bars, in clubs, just really nothing, nothing spectacular was happening. And then I don't know exactly where the story goes, but eventually it picked up for her, and songs led to another song, and she became what she is now. But like examples like that, sometimes it's going to take years of getting where you want to be at. And business owners, I'm sure they can relate. If you start a business, it's not going to take off just like that. If you start a band, it's not going to take off just like that. You have to stay very, very consistent with it. And all we can do is just hope for the best and enjoy the process. We're
Yep.
doing what we love to do. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like, we're
Yep.
playing music, playing our hearts out. Like, enjoy the process, and I'm sure by the time you know it, you'll be where you want to be, and you'll look back and be like, man, everything was worth it.
Right.
All of that was worth it. And so
Right.
yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Enjoy the process as well.
So shout outs to Art. He is listening now.
For sure.
Grupo Zodiacal. Am I saying
Hey,
that right? They
yeah.
say saludos.
What's up? The homies.
Okay. Okay, how would you say then that you have seen the industry, the Tejano and the Conjunto industry in general, evolve over the last, say, 10 years, maybe?
Right. So as I can remember, man, conjunto music, um, I don't know. I feel like in these past couple years, conjunto music has really picked up. I've noticed that a lot of the bands have really, um, you know, they've taken their craft to another level, whether that's wardrobe, whether that's recording more, whether that's, trying to make their live set a little bit more engaging. That's what I've seen, at least in the conjunto scene, where they've been starting to pick up, because uh back in the day, at least from what I can remember, a lot of like playing in bars and stuff like that. Me personally, I'm not trying to say anything about any bands, but you go in there and some of the bands have shorts and a t-shirt on and a ball cap. You know what I mean? And that type of image, it's not putting out a professional image. You know what I mean? It's not putting out a professional band type type image. So I would say, yeah, these past couple years, I've seen up uh a change of style, and again a change of music, and a lot more recordings from bands. And I really think it's helping the industry. And also, of course, with social media, a lot of people are now have found out about TikTok, about going viral on Instagram, going viral on Facebook. So a lot of people are doing a lot more videos as well, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do a lot more music videos and put out a lot more content, because that's where it's at, man. That's how people are gonna find out about you, is social media. I talk to Mike Villarreal pretty often from Los Desperados, and he tells me, he said, man, like back in our day, you had to freaking, fight and claw to get even just a radio interview. He said, nowadays everybody has it at the tip of their thumbs. All you have to do is just post a video, and anybody can see it.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of bands, a lot more bands take advantage of that as well, and that's what we're trying to do also. So in that aspect, there's a lot more opportunities for Tejano Conjunto music to take off. Some have realized it, some haven't, but hey, it's there for anybody that wants it. It's there, and it's only doing the bands good. It's not gonna hurt them at all. It's only going to help. So, I wouldn't see why anyone wouldn't want to. But yeah, that's how I've seen the industry kind of change.
I agree with that. And I think post COVID era is what really ignited that, because that's when TikTok came out. That's
Yeah,
when other platforms like Facebook and Instagram started adapting things like Reels and stuff, which kind of mimics
exactly.
TikTok at the end of the day. So
Yes.
yeah, everybody should take advantage of that. I mean,
Yeah,
why
for
not?
sure.
What do you
And
have to
yeah,
lose?
exactly, exactly. And speaking on like that COVID era, dude, that's where De Parranda came out during COVID. That's where Secreto had their first hits. You know, that's where that song Bonita. That's where Tesoros de Javi, you know, like all those bands, Grupo Frontera. That's
Yep.
whenever they came out was during the COVID era, and that's where everyone was locked up. People were just on their phones, you know, and not, you know, I would say from then to now, not much has changed with social media. If anything, there's
Right.
more opportunity to put your music out there, you
Right.
know. So again, like you said, you know, it's only helping to put yourself out there for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So you guys stop being shy. Get on
Yeah,
social media.
exactly, exactly, for sure.
So, what advice would you give young musicians who want to carry Conjunto and Tejano into the next generation?
Right. Um, man, I would say just, you know, if they want to play an instrument, just pick it up, man. Pick it up. There's a lot of YouTube videos on there on YouTube. There's a lot of ways to learn music, and yeah, just of course sharing it on your social medias, you know, sharing the little, you know, this person is listening to this song right now, like in the corner, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like put a freaking conjunto song on there, you know. Me personally, I've always been, you know, the type to like post on social media a lot. So even my friends that aren't into music, they know that I play music just because, you know, they see me on social media. So if you're trying to get out there as well, going back to the social media thing, post yourself on social media, dude. That's what it's there for, you know, to get yourself out there. And of course, that's how you're gonna continue to spread the music. You know, you're not only, if you want to, you're not only getting yourself out there, but you're getting the music out there as well through social media. So again, yeah, I would say social media is a big factor, especially nowadays, of continuing to keep to keep our music alive, right? So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. If you could have a conversation with one music legend, who would it be and what would you ask them?
For sure. Man, the first person that came to my mind, I would say, was Steve Jordan. Just the magnitude of the music he would come up with. Um, you know, he incorporated jazz, he incorporated rock. And back then, you know, there wasn't YouTube around for him to learn, you know. So I would want to dissect his mind into you know, like, hey, like what made you think of adding this to this song, or what made you, you know, how did you learn those crazy chords on the accordion, you know? Yeah, to be able to play that very technical and difficult style. So yeah, Steve Jordan would be a freaking, that would be awesome to be able to talk to Steve Jordan, and again, like just dissect dissect his brain, you know what I mean?
Oh, I like that answer. I do like that one. And he's amazing. I love
Oh
listening to him. It's
yeah.
so articulate and it's so different from everything else. And so many people try to imitate it and it's so hard to hit right on point with that.
Right, exactly, exactly. And with that too, you know, Steve Jordan, the type of accordion like tuning he would use was like jazz tuning. And me, I've come to the point, all of my accordions are freaking jazz tuned, because I don't know if Steve Jordan knew it at the time or felt it at the time, but that jazz tuning goes with, you know, country music. That jazz tuning goes smooth with jazz. That jazz tuning goes good with Tejano, Conjunto, you know? So I don't know. Maybe he was able to make it sound, you know, that certain way, or really implement those different styles without it sounding weird because of that certain style. But yeah, that would be something I would ask him too. Like, you know, what made you want to tune your recording jazz as well? You know,
That's
for
yeah.
sure.
He's a groovy guy. Groovy guy. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about keeping up with Conjunto Cats. Where did this come from? Because I love it.
Yeah. So I would say It all kind of started around the time that we started up putting out music videos. So this was maybe about 2 years ago. I had bought I had bought a camera, and I was like, you know what? Well, I actually let me back up a little bit more. Our drummer Nathan, he started recording. He started recording music, and around that time, we're like, hey, well, now we can record ourselves. We can do whatever we want, whenever we want, and we have that opportunity. So, the next thing that came to my mind is, of course, social media. Like, bro, we need to make some music videos. We need to, put ourselves out there, but visually as well. We have good music, but let's put ourselves out there visually as well. So around that time, that's whenever I purchased a camera. I purchased a camera to make music videos, and that's whenever we started doing our videos, and I think I don't exactly remember who came up with the idea, but around that time, that's whenever we were like, "Hey, that would be cool if we freaking, just started like vlogging what we're doing, because there's some stuff that people don't know about. They don't know what musicians have to go through behind the scenes. So being able to put that out there, it gives people a different perspective, and it kind of gives people the opportunity to get to know us individually of like who we are as a person, you know what I mean? And for people that watch the videos, a lot of screen time goes to my brother and Nathan. My brother's King Gooner, like he's just a goofy dude, like he's always the jokester. So he's the one a lot on the vlogs that's freaking just joking around and doing stupid stuff. And Nathan as well. Nathan is just again a goofball, and he's good at talking and like vlogging. That vlogger type, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and also shout out to our camera guy, Nathan's brother. His name's Adrian. I think he's a senior now in high school. He just graduated. But
Okay.
yeah, Adrian goes with us to every gig, and if he's not taking pictures, then he's vlogging for us.
Oh,
You know what I
wow.
mean? Yeah, so that's the guy behind the camera. That's the guy that's always with us, always shooting. So, anyone that goes to a show, if you see the guy with the camera and with the big old Conjunto Cat logo on the back, that's the camera guy. So make sure you get in front of him so you can get on the blog.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just yeah, that's kind of how that whole vlog thing started. And yeah, it's fun. And it's funny going back and watching the videos and being like, damn, I didn't even know I got caught on camera
Yeah.
doing this, I have to talk to Adrian like, hey, bro, we can't be putting that out there for people to know. That's confidential right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nah, it's awesome, and it's one of those things too. We can look back on and kind of, remember the good times that we had, and the different shows that we had as well. So it's for people's pleasure, and then of course for us to be able to go back and look at it as well, just as memories.
Memories. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
It's beautiful. I haven't seen anybody do that in a long time, so keep that up. We love that.
For sure. For sure. Thank you.
Okay, so tell us a story that you've never shared before.
Oh, like with the band? Um, Man, I might have to think on this one. Um, I don't know. The first thing that came to my mind was just being young in the bars and seeing like bar fights. I don't know, I think I was talking to my girlfriend about this because I was telling her, that I would be in bars like as a kid and I would see stuff like that. So, like I don't know. I don't have a specific story, but there was a couple times that I would witness bar fights and I was like, oh shit, like, I didn't know that was about to happen. You know what I mean?
And then you're
Stuff.
hiding behind the speakers like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually playing. We're
oh yeah.
freaking we would be playing and we wouldn't stop playing. We would just be like, oh shit, like they're fucking, going at it and we're just still jamming,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And man, I don't know. I I've had a lot of I don't know. We've had a lot of great opportunities to work with people as well. Again, Gilbert Velasquez, that was an awesome experience working with him. Um, Let me see. I don't know, man.
What about the funniest thing that's ever happened during a performance?
During a performance, hmm, I'm trying to think if like anyone's ever failed at any time or like, I do remember, and the video is out there somewhere. But this was pretty funny. The Whenever we had played at a Dallas Cowboys tailgate party there in at the by the AT&T Center, and we were playing a cumbia, and the people were all dancing and going all crazy or whatever. And Nathan's dad, he came out of nowhere like dressed in a Grinch suit. It was around Christmas time, so he came out like in the Grinch suit with the freaking cowboy jersey on and all that. And he got on stage and freaking started going all crazy
Oh
and
my
dancing
god.
with us. Yeah, so that was I thought that was pretty funny. And we had taken a video and we put it on TikTok, and that freaking thing, I don't know, it got so many thousands of likes. You know what I mean?
It'd be
So
the
that
most
was,
random things.
yeah, exactly, exactly. But stuff like that, man, yeah. I think if I think of something later on, I'll tell you. If I think of something.
Diego Campos is giving in a shout out from Art here, and he says, "Please acknowledge my greeting. Don't be rude, bro."
Who, Diego said that?
No, Art said that to Diego.
Oh, my dad. Right?
Oh
Yes.
my
I'm
god.
I'm telling you, my brother, he's gooner. Like he's always freaking joking. Even something that wouldn't be normally funny, like he finds a way to make it funny. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
so
he's the
he's
freaking.
basically my sister Lily.
I guess so. It's the younger siblings, bro.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
younger siblings
yeah.
that,
Are you
yeah,
the
they.
youngest, or are you the middle oldest, or?
I'm the middle child. I
Oh,
have
okay,
I
okay,
have an older sister. She's 1 year older than me, and then of course my brother. He's 1 year
okay.
younger than me. Yeah,
You do give middle child vibes.
yeah,
You do.
really,
The middle
yeah.
child is always the calm one. That's my brother.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I don't know if I'm always calm, but I don't know. I
It's
try
giving
my
chill.
best.
It's giving chill vibes. Probably really funny sometimes, but pretty chill.
Yeah,
That's what you give.
I would say most of the time I'm pretty just laid back. I try to be go with the flow. I'm not always go with the flow, but yeah, I'm a little bit. I try to be laid back. You know what I mean? I try to give them middle child vibes. So
Okay. Okay. So, what projects right now are you most excited about?
for sure, right now we're just continuing to work on a lot of music. Actually, I think we're working on the last song that we're gonna be the last song for the year. So as of now, for people that follow us, we post a song every month. We've been trying to post a song and a video every single month. So um yeah, as of now, we're even working on music for like October, for like what's it called, like September, October time. So that's what we're working on right now. And of course the music videos, we're trying to go ahead and knock out the music videos as well, just to be ahead of the game as well, and being ahead like that as well, that gives our drummer Nathan time to mix, master. He also edits our videos as well, so that gives him time to do edit the music videos, and that gives us time to work on stuff for next year as well, to start working on music for next year and start throwing out ideas, and also like working on our set list. We have a lot new music that's been coming out, and we have a lot of music that's gonna continue to come out. So making room in the set list to be able to fit those songs in there. And we're the type of band that we like freaking song after song. We do potpourris. We do some talking in between, but we're the type of band we like to really go at it with songs. So we really try to practice our set list and make sure that we're giving the crowd, a good show, a very smooth transitional type show. One that's not gonna, give those little awkward moments of silence. And, we take into consideration all of that when
Right.
making a set list. So that's what we're working on as well, is bringing these new songs into our set list. And again, just continuing to work on music, and yeah, again, enjoying the process as we're going along. So
So where do you see you guys in 5 years from now?
in 5 years, I hope to. We stay pretty busy now. You know what I mean? We stay pretty busy now with shows, but I'm hoping to, um, transition to move playing even bigger clubs, even bigger festivals, um, you know, and making really, really making a name for Conjunto Cast. Because, you know, humbly, I would say, people in the Tejano Conjunto industry, they know who Conjunto Cats are, but, not like the norteño crowd really knows who we are. Not people in the freaking in like the cumbia crowd, the Teparranda Los Morales, like third type of crowd. They don't really know who Conjunto Cats are. So, hopefully, between now and then, we'll be working our way to maybe, not changing our music, but just putting ourselves out there to those different types of crowds, just to spread our horizon.
Right.
And of course, we're gonna always play conjunto tejano music, but again, maybe, taking this type of music to those type of crowds, and, God willing, maybe even making conjunto tejano music back to where it was in the 90s. Crazy idea, but hey, if Frontera can do it, maybe we can do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, those are kind of, uh, I guess, hopes and dreams, plans that we have for the future. But again, right now we're just taking it month by month, and seeing where it goes, and trying to do our due diligence on our side to open those doors and hopefully give us those type of opportunities.
Yep. And I see it happening for you guys. Y'all are amazing. Y'all do a great job. Y'all are so united. You know, what you guys display is professionalism and quality, and that
For
goes a
sure.
really long way. And then again, the character behind it, the high energy, the good vibes, all of that goes a long way with you guys. So
For
amazing job.
sure.
I
Well,
have
I appreciate
Richard.
it.
Yes, I have Richard and Jessica Trevino saying, "Gray the accordion player, keep jamming, young man."
Awesome. Well, thank y'all. I appreciate it. For
Okay.
sure.
Where can everyone follow your journey and continue to support your music?
For sure. My Instagram is Zeke X Campos on Instagram. And of course, you can just look me up on Facebook at Zeke Campos. And then as for the band, on Instagram, our band page is Conjunto Cats Music. On Facebook, it's just Conjunto Cats. And then we have a TikTok as well. We have actually two TikToks. We have Conjunto Cats Gigs, and then I think we just have I think the other one is just Conjunto Cats Music or Conjunto Cats, something like that. But we're there on TikTok. If you look up Conjunto Cats, you'll find something there on TikTok. And same with me. I have a TikTok account where, I haven't been consistent with it lately, but there's videos of me out there playing on TikTok. I have my own TikTok account. Just look up Zeke Campos and you'll find my videos out there as well, for
Awesome,
sure.
awesome. Well, you guys go ahead and look them up, subscribe, share, comment, show your support, download their music. It's all amazing. They have so much out there as well, compared to other artists. When I look them up, I'm like, where's the music? But yeah,
Yeah,
no, y'all are doing
for
so
sure.
good, so good. And I appreciate you again taking your time to sit with me today at the tiny table. And any shout outs you want to give before we go?
Yeah, of course. First of all, thank you, Crystal, for giving me the opportunity to kind of say my story, say the band story, and just shine light on what we're doing, and what we're working on right now. So I appreciate the opportunity for sure from you, and of course, shout out to my dad, Art Campos. I think I hope he's still watching right now. Shout out to my dad. Without my dad, none of this would be here. Conjunto Cats would be non-existent, me playing as musician, my brother, we would be non-existent as musicians. So of course, shout out to my dad and shout out to my mom as well. Anyone that goes to the shows, y'all are gonna see my mom on the dance floor. My mom's the type of person, once she hears the cumbia, she ain't getting off the dance floor, bro. Like, and that's every single time. You know what I mean? So shout out to my mom. She's always been supportive and she's there at pretty much every single show. You know, shout out to my brother and my and Nathan. You know, they're always good sports with the music. They're very go with the flow type of musicians. You know, they're down with whatever. You know, and then yeah, just all the promoters, all the owners, everybody that's given us the opportunity to be able to show who we are, and all the musicians that have been really cool with us. You know what I mean? Just what's it called? Like guys that have wanted to build a friendship with us. Again, going back to what I said at the beginning, we never knew that we would be able to be friends with David Farias, Chente Barrera, David Ligarza, and these guys have really, taken us under their wing, and they've gave us that stepping stone to, move on with our career in a efficient way. So, of course, thank you to those guys who have always been so humble with us. And I had some guys from work see that I was gonna do this interview, so they were like, "Hey, you better give us a shout out, bro." So shout out to all the guys from the city of Seguin, man. City of Seguin Public Works, city of Seguin Parks and Rec, man. They're out there working. They're trying to work. Or at least they're good at looking busy. That's what they do. So, so shout out to my boys from the city. And again, thank you to everyone who follows the Conjunto Cats. Again, we wouldn't be where we are right now without y'all. And we have a lot new music coming out. We have a lot of videos coming out, and we have a lot of shows on the list. So anybody that can come out, check out Conjunto Cats. I would love to meet y'all. I would love to take pictures. Get to meet y'all. And thank y'all again for the support. And we wouldn't be here again without y'all. So very humbling, and I'm blessed to be where I am right now.
Beautiful. Well, thank you again very much. I hope to see you guys in Houston soon.
For
I think it's been
sure.
a while.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Houston, start requesting their music with our local DJs. Tell the promoters we want to see the Conjunto Cats.
Exactly.
They're such a great group, guys. Again, Zeke, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Say hello to the family. You guys be blessed always, and
Awesome,
continue
Crystal.
to do the amazing work that you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. And always good to talk to you. Always good to see you and Jose and Lily, your whole family. Of course,
Thank
we've
you.
we've known each other for years, and I remember seeing you all jamming. You know what I mean? Whenever I was a kid. So again, it's cool that we've kept this, kept our friendship, and it's cool that you're starting these interviews, man. That's really really awesome. And I'll be here whenever if you need anything, just let us know. And yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out your future interviews.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
For sure. You too. Thank y'all.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. That was Zeke Campos with the Conjunto Cats. I'd like to thank everybody for watching tonight. If you enjoyed this podcast, like, subscribe, share. It's going to be live on Facebook for 30 days, and then I'm already live on YouTube, so it'll be on our YouTube channel here at Tiny Table Talk. I look forward to bringing more artists for you guys to enjoy. And again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you again to Zeke, and shout outs to the Conjunto Cats. They're an amazing group. Again, you guys need to go check out their music. They're going to have El Camaroncito coming out, I think, in 2 days. So by the end of this week, they'll be releasing another video. Make sure to go check that out. I love that song. And then I heard Canto de Pollo, and now I can't decide which one I like more. So you guys have a great night. Again, thank you so much for watching, and take care.